Great. All right, folks. Got head coach Mario Cristobal here. As a reminder, he does have a time-sensitive meeting to get to, so we'll only have time for a few questions today. We'll jump right into questions, and we'll start it off with Chris Stock from Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
What else Mitchell Agude brought to your team, and also how would you evaluate your team's pass rush in the first game?
Mitchell is an excellent football player. He's accountable, hard worker, tough, really good for culture. The scheme really fits him, and I think that's the reason he came to Miami. And he played a solid first game, and he's had a really good week of practice. He brings physicality. He brings pass rush. He sets edges really, really well, plays with a high motor, and certainly increases just the level of play in that front. Our pass rush, we're undisciplined. I think we talked about today after practice, we need to have better practice habits. We need to run the ball better. We need to be more physical. It's a very different blueprint. They're not used to it, okay? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to keep forging forward and use a blueprint that has stood the test of time, and that involves the guys up front continuing to lead the charge. And Mitchell has certainly done his part to make that a reality.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey, Mario. So it might be a bit of a cliche, but, a lot of people say that, the most improvement comes between week 1, week 2. On the defensive side of things, which units have you seen improve the most, or have you seen all of them improve?
Throughout the last couple of days of practice, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you the areas of focus, the ones that we mentioned on Saturday and the days following that, how we need to be a better tackling team. We had made so much progress, we felt, in the summer and starting the springtime and fall camp and in our scrimmages. And then it showed up in spurts on Saturday. And when I mean tackling, I'm talking about not only getting guys on the ground, but knock back tackling as opposed to absorbing. That comes with practicing in a tough manner. And when I say tough, in a smart manner, not going to the ground, but making sure you accelerate through contact and run your feet. So that's got to show up. Communication's got to show up. Technique in the secondary's got to show up. Finishing drives. We finished drives on offense, but we left some big explosive plays on the table by not finishing downfield, up front and on the perimeter. And it starts and ends with the way you practice and conditioning. And as you can tell, I want and need more out of the way we practice. And we're making progress, but it's not enough. So we're gonna demand more of ourselves, and we're gonna teach. We're gonna keep coaching and teaching and learning, all of us together as a program, to keep elevating, the things that we talked about, because you have to practice it. We could sit here and preach it till we're blue in the face and show 18, different clips about what it should look like, but until you do it again and again and again, till you can't get it wrong, it doesn't show up. So hopefully we've hit that number, and hopefully it'll show up on Saturday better.
We'll go now to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, we can't hear you. We'll come back to you. We'll go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny.
Hey, Mario. Wanted to ask you about the facility across the street from the football stadium where you guys had some recruits. Obviously, I know that didn't exist last year. Curious how it compares to what you have at Oregon, and maybe the impact of having a place like that pregame and postgame for recruits to hang out.
That place is really nice now and unique and comfortable, and it's spacious, and it's a great setting to be able to just mingle with families, recruits, have our families there as well. It's an awesome pavilion now. I had no idea. I'd never seen it before. So it was different where we were at before. Before I was at Oregon, we had everything was in the HDC. The complex was apart from the stadium, so there was no real place for the recruits to go to in the stadium. They had to go across the building where you couldn't see the game from, but it was a 6th floor, beautiful room. You could see just about everything up there. So, but just this is very Miami-ish, and this is very elite level. It's an awesome scenario. Really, just overall, the stadium, the venue itself, unbelievable, top to bottom. So looking forward to getting back in there, looking forward to playing better.
Go to David Lake from Inside the U. David.
Coach, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on John Campbell from game 1, and I'm curious if he's shown you enough to this point to be considered one of your 5 best for whenever Zion is fully integrated back into the lineup.
Oh, if you could play 6 linemen all the time, you would. That's how good he's been. He's proven himself as one of our better players, not to mention just offensive linemen. So super proud of his intentional training. Everything he does is very purpose-driven. He just doesn't go out there and get reps to get reps. He's very conscientious of everything, technique, fundamentals, the way he eats, body weight, everything. And so he's been a tremendous player, teammate, asset, Miami Hurricane. He's been awesome.
As I mentioned, Coach does need to get going, so we've got time for one more question. Susan, we'll try you again. Still can't hear you, Susan, so we'll end with Luke Chaney from All Hurricanes. Luke, go ahead. Last question for Coach.
Hey, Coach. So how would you describe Malik Shorts as a player, and what type of challenges do you expect him to bring to your offense on Saturday?
One more time, I'm sorry?
Yeah, so Malik Shorts, how would you describe him as a player, and then what type of challenges do you expect a defender like him to bring to your offense on Saturday?
Well, I mean, he's one of several good players. I mean, when you play a team like Southern Miss that's as disruptive as they are and that is as line of scrimmage controlling as they are on both sides of the ball, of course, you're very aware of great players, but at the same time, you're also making sure that your teams are playing disciplined football and that they're taking care of business as it relates to us. We've made it a point from the beginning, since the day we got here, we're going to focus on Miami and get good at what Miami does and then apply to the teams that we play against. So, but I always very complimentary of guys that really stand out on tape. And they have several good players on tape that merit accolades and certainly praise.